Hello and welcome to all of you Aries people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, this is your yearly horoscope of 2021. General, of course, not personal, but general. So take what resonates with you. And it is going to be a concise, precise, not too long video so that you know, okay, 2021, that is the focus. I'm going to talk about three things here. I'm going to talk about the Saturn Uranus square, which is throughout the whole year, extremely important. It's the biggest transit of the outer planets, so to speak, for 2021. The nodes, of course, and also a tiny little bit of other stuff that is a bit minor. But let's get started with the biggest news. Saturn in Aquarius squaring up, and also Jupiter there. So Jupiter, Saturn in Aquarius squaring up, which means tension with Uranus, okay? In general, what does it mean? It means like, I want to change, which is Uranus. But Saturn is, oh, I'm going to take it slow. I don't want to change. So I want to change, but I want to also keep one foot in the old world, so to speak. It is really like a fight between the old and the new, but you kind of have to compromise. You can't just say, I go fully for something new without neglecting what you already have. Now, for you, dear Aries people, it's good news, comparing in general, of course, to 2020, because in 2020, the focus was on the cardinal signs with Saturn there, Pluto there, and that was tough for you. And also with the nodes, when it was in Cancer and Capricorn, that's also cardinal, just like you. But now it shifts to areas of your life who are not that important. So that means that it's going to be a more gentle year for you, for sure. Now it's more the fixed signs that are getting the bigger changes. But what does it mean? Let's have a look. So the thing that you want to change, which is Uranus, where Uranus is your second house. So your second house is Taurus, and there is the planet Uranus that wants some renovations there. It wants to, maybe you want to have a higher income, maybe you want to earn money in a different way. And it's likely that this is going to happen. And Uranus is a bit like with peaks and so you could be earning money a bit in a different way than you used to. With those peaks every now and then. Hopefully lots of peaks there. But this change of income, also don't forget the second house is not just our income and our assets, it's also our self-worth. So there is some restlessness, whether it considers your self-worth, also your talents. So you could be exploring more, could be exploring and your assets. You want to earn them in a different way, and you want to renewal in that area of your life. But it bumps into Saturn in your 11th, which could be, if you work for yourself, the earnings that you have out of your business. It's a bit tougher there with Saturn. It doesn't have to be bad, but it's slower, consistent. You need to work maybe a bit harder than usual. So there is that tension. Could also be friends and associations that maybe you had plenty, now you're just reducing, focusing more on some particular friends. It could also mean when it comes to your goals in the future, like maybe you had like 4, 5 goals, and now the universe is saying to you, look, less is more. Less is more. Do 1 goal, maybe 2. And that can have a positive effect on these changes that you want to have when it comes to your confidence and when it comes to your income. So again, these are not the major, this is not about job, relationship. These are areas of your life that you can manage, basically. And this tension is also a bit softened, so to speak, by having at the same time Jupiter in your 11th house. And that means having Jupiter there, that at the same time, there could be a contraction of some friends, but at the same time, there could be new friends coming in, new associations, like-minded people. Jupiter in the 11th, friendships, you value them very, very strongly. If you are single, for instance, Jupiter in the 11th can indicate that you fall in love with a friend. That is very, very important for you. On another level, where we are talking about love, there's not that much happening here when it comes to the seventh house or the fifth house. But it doesn't mean to say that nothing happens for you. What I see for the Aries people is because they have such an emphasis on the other parts of their life that are not that important, that they quite feel content about themselves. And when you feel content about yourself, you will attract better relationships. So on a relationship level, it doesn't seem that big changes are happening there. Unless you are single, you could have, that friendship connection that I was talking about. What else? The nodes. The nodes are in Gemini, the North node in your third house, and the South node is in the ninth house, which is in Sagittarius. This is all about getting practical in your day-to-day life. Having the North node in the third house is amazing to have. It's also sextiling your energy. So that should be in a positive way for you, the nodes now and the eclipses that are going to happen there. Great for learning something new, driving a car, learning a language, giving workshops or receiving workshops. So following something new, a course, building the third house is a very communicative house, so it could be very busy or busier. Again, when you have a business of your own, it's a great time to launch a website, YouTube, social media, and whatnot, because this is stimulated by this Gemini in the third house. So, and it's less about, abstract ideas, big visions. It's not about that. It's more about the practicalities of life. It could be about your neighborhood, your neighbors, your siblings, getting along with them. And exploring there. So that is, the North node is always where we need to go. So that is the universe speaking to you. You need to go there. Now you still have Neptune in your 12th house, and you also will have Jupiter in your 12th house for a short period of time. And that Jupiter, it is on the around and about the 14th of May up until the 28th of July, you're going to have Jupiter in the 12th with Neptune. That is extremely supportive on a level of spirituality, of feeling that on an unconscious level that you are supported there. Of course, it's not tangible, but you can feel more at ease, especially around those times that it is better to relax or easier for you to relax. Now, last but not least, Pluto is of course still in Capricorn. So for some of you, not all of you, but some of you who have a birthday between the 13th of April, so they will feel it the most. 13th of April, let's say up until 16th, 17th of April, you will feel Pluto in a square in your 10th house on your sun sign, moon sign, ascendant. So for those of you, big changes are happening. So don't listen to what I just said in the beginning. For those of you who were born then, there's like a total change of your identity, breaking down and building up again. But it's a long process. This is a process of 1 to 2 years where you change your identity and towards more authenticity. So, and especially on the level of work, because it's happening, Pluto, in your 10th house of work. So for those of you who've got, other Aries people will feel it as well, that Pluto there, but not as strong. So for those people who have those degrees, whether it is an ascendant or a moon or a sun sign, big changes are coming, but slowly, very slowly. And it is about letting go and surrendering to the changes rather than resisting it, because when you're gonna resist it, it's gonna be harder. So yes, for those of you who have that transit, there is a big shift possible when it comes to work. So for instance, the nurse can turn into a salesman or whatnot. So those big drastic things considering career, considering social status as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be career, it can also be you were single, now you marry, or you were married, you're getting divorced. It depends on your context, of course, but that is what is going on. And I want maximum of 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop here. But this is in a nutshell what's happening for you. For those of you considering relationships, October is an important month because especially for those who are already in a relationship, and but also the ones who are starting a new relationship around that time in October, because Mercury, planet of communication, goes backwards and forwards in your 7th house. But all in all, Aries people, I have my moon in Aries as well. I'm so glad that it's going to be a bit less demanding, so to speak. Have a very good year. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.